Hey everybody, it's Ronald here, and I just want to make a quick video to expand upon the work that we did to create a table in our worksheet. So we're going to go ahead and insert a pie chart, which is a really cool visual to kind of make our data pop a little bit and come off the page more than just a couple of lines. So just some background, what we're going to need to do is insert a pie chart. So we're going to go to insert option and then we're going to click on this pie chart here. But before we do that, I just want to talk about what that's going to do for us. So this is going to visualize the data inside of a chart, and what it needs to do that is it needs to know the data, it needs the source of the data. We have to tell Excel where to look and what data to use on the sheet. So remember how we talked about cells and how they each have their own unique ID. So this one is A2, right? And how do we know that? Because if we look at A and 2, they come together in this cell, so that's A2. And it also says it here in the corner in the name box. We know that this is A3, A4, and so on. So this is kind of our map to the data that we're going to have to tell the pie chart to use to display those figures. So that's why it's really important to know what how to navigate that and understand why those cells have their own IDs, right? A, B, etc. So okay, let's get to it. So I'm going to insert this pie chart. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to click on the pie chart over here, and I'm going to move this around a little bit. And so just like I was saying, we have to select the data to display. We got to tell the pie chart what to display. So I'm going to click on that select data, and then I'm going to come down here and it says select data range. So I have to tell it what to put in the pie chart. So just like we explored, I'm going to tell it to display the rent and electricity, gas, internet, and phone, and the values for it. So I'm going to tell it to start with these cells, starting with A2, A3, A4, A5, and A6. I'm not going to do A7 because that's going to change the numbers a little bit and make it kind of hard to follow. So the numbers that I'm going to display on the chart, or the values rather, are going to be A2 through A6. So let me do that. So I'm going to start off by typing A2, which is our first cell. And I'm going to use colon, which I get to colon by holding on the shift key and pressing the semicolon button. And I want this to end at A6, so I'm going to do A6, and that's the first range I want to display. Now I also wanted to display the cost value, so I'm going to do a comma now, and I'm going to do B2 to B6, okay? And that's this range, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want the rent, electricity, gas, all this stuff to display in the value, and I want the numbers to be part of the pie chart. So A2 to A6, comma, and then the next one is B2 to B6 for the cost part, okay? And I'm going to click OK, and voila. So we have rent, electricity, gas, internet, phone, and they're all displayed as a proportion of the pie chart. And what's really cool is if I change this value, for instance, I'll make this like 1,000, and look what it does to the chart. It automatically changes as soon as I change the values. Pretty cool. So there's a couple more things I'm going to do with this chart. So I'm going to click on the chart, and then I'm going to click on chart again, and I want to add some data labels. So I'm going to add some data labels on we'll do outside end. So that'll give us the actual numbers, which is pretty cool. And I want to label this chart title. I want to change this to say monthly expenses. So in order to do that, I can either right click this and go to format, or I'll do it over here. I'll click on format over here, and this will bring up a side pane with some options. So I'm going to go to chart title, and then I'm going to change this chart title to monthly expenses. And press enter, and that should change it. And then I can exit out of this because I don't need it anymore. And it's as simple as that. That's how we create a pie chart. It really adds a nice visual to a spreadsheet, and you can modify it even further to look really good. But that's just a small example of what you can do. I'll just show you a couple other quick chart types we can do. So I'll go back to chart, and I can change it now. I can do a clustered column, it looks like. I can do a line. All these options, once you have the data in, it's really limitless as to what you can do. I'm going to keep it at pi, though. I think pie chart's a pretty good figure to use. So yeah, that's a quick example, and feel free to go ahead and try it on your project, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.